All right, we wanted to do a little catch-up work on some of Donald Trump's most recent work, some of his great fiction writing. Drumpf is the world's biggest liar, with no exceptions. More than 75% of what Drumpf says is lies. Straight, solid, perpetual, uncontrollable lies. He's not a billionaire. He doesn't self-fund his campaign. And just about everything the guy says is a lie. It's probably not a lie that he's in love with dictator and ruler, despicable communist leader Vladmir Putin. He does have a deep regard and love for the man, Putin, who called Drumpf flamboyant. Not brilliant. Got to take a look at the real Russian words that Putin spoke.
They want me to disavow Putin. Putin of Russia, he said Trump is a genius, he'll be the next leader.
Vladimir Putin called Donald Trump a peacock, a flamboyant clown who parades around with feathers sticking out of its cap. That's pretty much what Trump is, a roadkill-topped, vacant anti-patriot who lies with every single word he speaks. The only time Trump isn't lying is when he's asleep. We'll be getting on with this feature because it's quite amusing. From the clown who says, "I will always tell you the truth." Let's just see about that. Let's take a look at this.
Who also said this: "I can promise you this, I will always tell you the truth." It's true.
We would be so much better off if Gaddafi were in charge right now.
Gaddafi in Libya is killing thousands of people. Nobody knows how bad it is. And we're sitting around, we have soldiers all over the Middle East, and we're not bringing them in to stop this horrible carnage. And that's what it is. It's a carnage. You talk about all of the things that have happened in history. This could be one of the worst. Now, we should go in, we should stop this guy, which would be very easy and very quick. We could do it surgically.
Big surprise, Trump lied about his position on Libya. Big surprise. Coming from a buffoon, an anti-patriot birther imbecile who lies continuously. Let's have another look.
Who also said this: "I can promise you this, I will always tell you the truth." It's true. Is the plan you've been hiding this whole time asking someone else for their plan?
No. But when I do come up with a plan,
In order to say, "But when I do come up with a plan," you would first have to be planless, having no plans, no designs on a plan, and having at that point conceived of no plan or plans. So just like everything else Trump says, it's a lie. There is no plan. Trump has no plan.
Did anything in that briefing, without going into specifics, shock or alarm you?
yes.
Did
Very
you
much
learn
so.
new things?
All right, now that we've seen the clip of this idiot and perpetual liar Trump, watch how quickly habitual and perpetual liar and psychotic anti-American idiot Trump changes its tune on this one.
First of all,
In that
I had
briefing.
great respect for the people that gave us the briefings. They were terrific people. They were experts on Iraq and Iran and different parts of the world, and Russia.
Do you trust intelligence?
Not so much from the people that have been doing it for our country. I mean, look what's happened over the last 10 years. Look what's happened over the years.
But yes, there was one thing that shocked me, and it just seems to me that what they said President Obama and Hillary Clinton and John Kerry, who is another total disaster, did exactly the opposite.
Now listen to Donald Drumpf, the perpetual liar and anti-American buffoon, lie about its intelligence briefing and how he read into the agents' actions and physical body movements. He read their body language to somehow gather that their personal feelings weren't in harmony with the actions taken by our Department of Defense, our chiefs of staff at the Pentagon, and our Commander-in-Chief, Barack Obama.
You learn anything in that briefing, again, not going into specifics, that makes you reconsider some of the things you say you can accomplish, like defeating ISIS quickly?
No, I didn't learn anything from that standpoint. What I did learn is that our leadership, Barack Obama, did not follow what our experts, and our truly, when they call it intelligence, it's there for a reason, what our experts said to do.
How?
And I was very, very surprised in almost every instance. And I could tell, I have pretty good with the body language, I could tell they were not happy. Our leaders did not follow what they were recommending.
So Drumpf didn't glean anything about Russia or Iran or North Korea. None of that was alarming to him. What was alarming to him was the body language of professional intelligence briefers who are not prone or given to divulging their own personal political views while downloading information to a complete and utter idiot. An anti-American one who praises a dictator, Vladmir Putin, an individual who is hated by the world and works in connection with the worst anti-American elements that exist. So Donald Trump sidles up to a dictator. So Drumpf didn't learn a single thing from that intelligence briefing. All he did was read into the physical mannerisms of professional intelligence briefers who simply were transmitting some information, some facts about the international situation around us and that a president has to deal with on a daily basis, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, inundated by materials they have to be intimately connected with and knowledgeable of. So Drumpf reads things in that don't even exist, just in order to make a personal political attack on our president. It's the most despicable anti-American behavior there is. Drumpf should be cut off from all further intelligence briefings. He should never have received the first two. At this point, he is a risk and a peril. He is a threat to the United States of America. Clearly, Drumpf is unfit to be the president. He's unfit for just about anything. But this is a disqualifying thing. Aside from Donald Trump's myriad, perpetual lies that are unstoppable and uncontrollable by the sociopathic clown, aside from that he never tells the truth ever, he's clearly unfit for office for having a boy crush on Vladimir Putin. He would bend over backwards, physically, for our enemy, and that is a disqualifying factor. At this point, even Republicans are running away from him. The head of the Republican cult, Paul Ryan, just came out and gave an appraisal about how horrible it is for Drumpf to have sidled up to our enemy.
Let me say this about Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin is an aggressor that does not share our interests. Vladimir Putin is violating the sovereignty of neighboring countries. It certainly appears that he is conducting in state-sponsored cyber attacks on what appears to be our political system. That is not acting in our interests, and that is an adversarial stance, and he is acting like an adversary.
But tonight, it's Trump's comments about the Russian president's leadership made to NBC News, which have brought serious fallout.
I mean, the man has very strong control over a country. Now, it's a very different system, and I don't happen to like the system. But certainly in that system, he's been a leader far more than our president has been a leader.
That gives you an idea what the Republican cult is working with now. Anyone who votes for Donald Trump is anti-patriotic.